are in line. That's a big key. That's a big key. Okay. Do you think the rich man had morals? Depends on what? Who it is. I just meant this guy in the story. Obviously, he didn't have very many morals because where was he when he died? Hell. His version said Hades. Our version said hell. Same thing. Okay. The poor guy. We don't know the state of his heart, but obviously he went to heaven, so he knew, God, Abraham. So he was up there with in Abraham's bosom, and he was just up there with Abraham in the cradle of Abraham. The Bible does say that. Does it say that money is the root of all evil? What does it say? Say it louder. The love of money is the root of all evil. If we're seeking and seeking and seeking and seeking more and more and more and more and more, and working and to get very wealthy, you have to work. Unless you buy lottery tickets, it doesn't just fall into your lap. And it most likely, if you buy a lottery ticket, it's not going to fall into your lap. The odds are not in your favor. However, you have to work at it. And if you're working 24 hours a day, where's your time for God? You may not have time. But because you seek, like Mike was saying earlier, because you seek to catch up to the next person. Apple computer people drive me nuts. They make an iPod, and 6 months later, that iPod is pretty much obsolete because they bring out a new iPod. And then 6 months later, they bring out a new iPod. Do you think they do that because, they just can't figure out how to make it like a year down the road? Like that one? What do they want you to do? They want you to buy it. Mine was used and reconfigured, and it's like 3 or 4 years old, like he was saying. It's not just because we're poor. It's not because I didn't want the newest one. It's just because we poor. Okay? Money and stuff are not problems as long as you know where they come from and to whom they truly belong. My money that I make every month, while I work hard at it, it's not mine. God allows me to use 90% of it. Because 10% should go where? To the church. And I know that, she's going to talk about money. The Bible's very specific when it comes to tithing. You are to do it. And I'm sorry if that offends people. You are to tithe your 10%. Period. That means if you make $24 working at the grocery store, $2 of that goes in the offering plate. That is a biblical principle, and we kind of get away from that because, golly Pete, the preacher's going to ask for money again this week. And we do. And even I go, man, I'm going to have to give more because he wants more. No, that money doesn't belong to me. It's not mine. God just gave it to me as like a loan. So I can feed my kids. And I could pay my mortgage. Well, he may not give it to that, but, he gave it to me to provide for me. He allows me to have it. And why does he allow some people not to have it? I don't know the answer to that question. Because God's ways are not my ways. So you're having your iPod, it's not a bad thing. Having your cell phone, it's not a bad thing. However, is your face always in it? And your face is never looking straight up. That's where it becomes something. We talked about, did the rich man go to hell because he was rich? No. He went because of what? He didn't use it for the right way, but I think somebody said it, he didn't have what? Morals. His morals were in the wrong place. Did he listen to to Moses and the prophets? Because he actually talks about that later on, doesn't he? He talks about Moses and the prophets, and he was like, "Well, let me go back and warn my brothers. I got 500 brothers who are going straight to hell, and I don't want them to." But it's too late, and this is proof that it's too late. Abraham said, "You know what? You didn't listen to Moses. You didn't listen to the prophets. What makes you think that they're going to? A dead guy rising from the grave is probably not going to do it either, because it was the state of their heart, the condition of their heart." Okay? Any questions before we move on from this parable or thoughts? This is kind of a tough one. I just kind of, yes, Mr. Tim. It's nothing. It's nothing compared to what he could have made, though. Yeah.